Mathis Funeral Home of Dexter and Bernie strives to provide their community with the accommodations and services needed to relieve your family during times of loss. For more information, give them a call and see how Mathis Funeral Home can help meet your expectations in celebrating your loved ones.
Southern Custom Meats in Dexter, Missouri is providing you with the best in custom butchering, fresh vegetables, and farm fresh eggs. Call now or visit us today and see the Southern Custom Meats difference for yourself.
Do you need personalized merchandise? Trying to celebrate the season of that big state run? Then Juju Promotions in New Madrid has you covered. Whether it's heat presses, screen printing, or embroidery, we always have an option that will leave you satisfied and looking your best. With seasonal styles and plenty of accessories, there's something here for everyone. So come in and shop around. You'll be welcome with a smile and leave more fashionable than ever. Call us at 573-748-4040 or visit us in New Madrid.
First State Bank and Trust wants to thank the Dexter community for 20 years in business. We're there for you for your first paycheck, buying a home, opening a small business, starting a family, or planning to retire, and everything in between. We're the local bank you know and trust for all of your financial needs. Visit fsbtrust.com or stop by our Dexter branch to explore all your financial options.
Just remember, if Autry Moreland is not on the back of your vehicle, you paid too much.
Growing cotton in the Mid-South is hard work. As a farmer, you make tough decisions every day. Choosing a cotton variety shouldn't be one of them. Next-gen brand varieties from Americot are bred specifically for cotton growers like you. We're 100% independent and farmer-owned. Plant cotton that works as hard as you do. Americot. All we do is cotton, all the time.
At Focus Bank, we understand your community because it's our community too. With branches across Southeast Missouri and Northeast Arkansas, Focus Bank offers services such as fraud protection, really free checking, and mobile banking that lets you bank simply and securely, anytime, anywhere. Stop by any of our branches or visit us online to open an account today. Plus, you'll receive an awesome free gift just from opening your really free checking account. And when you refer someone who opens an account, you'll both receive a gift. Focus Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
NextEra Energy Resources is the world's largest generator of renewable energy from the wind and sun, and a world leader in energy storage. Since 2016, NextEra Energy Resources has invested more than $339 million in Missouri to fuel local economic growth. Today, our company owns and operates one wind energy facility in the state and is looking to invest even more in the Show Me State. We are committed to being a trusted community partner and look forward to providing affordable, clean, renewable energy for generations of Missourians to come.
At Young Real Estate, we're Southeast Missouri, just like you.
We are parents.
We support local education.
We are grandparents.
We are active in our community.
We are patriots.
Serving all of Southeast Missouri, and we are here for you.
We are done.
At SEMO Health Network, we strive to provide caring and affordable health care while making our patients feel welcome in our warm and friendly atmosphere. With locations throughout Southeast Missouri, we provide medical, dental, OB, and behavioral health services to anyone and everyone that may need it. Visit SEMO Health Network for your wellness exams, COVID and flu vaccinations, lab services, dental exams, counseling, and more. For more information, visit our website and let SEMO Health Network take care of you.
My name is Kevin Rossville. I'm a farmer from Prairie County, Arkansas. Been farming since 1991. Started farming with my father-in-law when I got married. We've been raising rice ever since. We've all been looking for something for a change for years. And I think this 263L is going to be the next and up and coming thing for us. It's really going to work well on a lot of different ground and a lot of different farms around here.
Dynagrow 263L, available exclusively at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
We're right here at King Jerry Lawler's Hall of Fame Bar and Grill on world famous Beale Street, and as you can see, oh my gosh, we have the best barbecue ribs in Memphis. Oh my gosh, the gumbo is out of this world, but you gotta try the King's Triple Decker Slam Burger. You'll love it.
Mathis Funeral Home of Dexter and Bernie strives to provide their community with the accommodations and services needed to relieve your family during times of loss. For more information, give them a call and see how Mathis Funeral Home can help meet your expectations in celebrating your loved ones.
Southern Custom Meats in Dexter, Missouri is providing you with the best in custom butchering, fresh vegetables, and farm fresh eggs. Call now or visit us today and see the Southern Custom Meats difference for yourself.
Do you need personalized merchandise? Trying to celebrate the season of that big state run? Then Juju Promotions in New Madrid has you covered. Whether it's heat presses, screen printing, or embroidery, we always have an option that will leave you satisfied and looking your best. With seasonal styles and plenty of accessories, there's something here for everyone. So come in and shop around. You'll be welcome with a smile and leave more fashionable than ever. Call us at 573-748-4040 or visit us in New Madrid.
First State Bank and Trust wants to thank the Dexter community for 20 years in business. We're there for you for your first paycheck, buying a home, opening a small business, starting a family, or planning to retire, and everything in between. We're the local bank you know and trust for all of your financial needs. Visit fsbtrust.com or stop by our Dexter branch to explore all your financial options.
Just remember, if Autry Moreland's not on the back of your vehicle, you paid too much.
Growing cotton in the Mid-South is hard work. As a farmer, you make tough decisions every day. Choosing a cotton variety shouldn't be one of them. Next-gen brand varieties from Americot are bred specifically for cotton growers like you. We're 100% independent and farmer-owned. Plant cotton that works as hard as you do. Americot. All we do is cotton, all the time.
At Focus Bank, we understand your community because it's our community too. With branches across Southeast Missouri and Northeast Arkansas, Focus Bank offers services such as fraud protection, really free checking, and mobile banking that lets you bank simply and securely, anytime, anywhere. Stop by any of our branches or visit us online to open an account today. Plus, you'll receive an awesome free gift just from opening your really free checking account. And when you refer someone who opens an account, you'll both receive a gift. Focus Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
NextEra Energy Resources is the world's largest generator of renewable energy from the wind and sun, and a world leader in energy storage. Since 2016, NextEra Energy Resources has invested more than $339 million in Missouri to fuel local economic growth. Today, our company owns and operates one wind energy facility in the state and is looking to invest even more in the Show Me State. We are committed to being a trusted community partner and look forward to providing affordable, clean, renewable energy for generations of Missourians to come.
At Young Real Estate, we're Southeast Missouri, just like you.
We are parents.
We support local education.
We are grandparents.
We are active in our community.
We are patriots.
Serving all of Southeast Missouri, and we are here for you.
We are young.
At SEMO Health Network, we strive to provide caring and affordable health care while making our patients feel welcome in our warm and friendly atmosphere. With locations throughout Southeast Missouri, we provide medical, dental, OB, and behavioral health services to anyone and everyone that may need it. Visit SEMO Health Network for your wellness exams, COVID and flu vaccinations, lab services, dental exams, counseling, and more. For more information, visit our website and let SEMO Health Network take care of you.
Good evening and welcome to Boys High School Volleyball on Aycorp Sports. We're coming to you from the campus of Saxony Lutheran High School just outside of Jackson, Missouri, where the Crusaders, with a record of 8-7, are set to square off against the Seckman Jaguars from up the interstate in Imperial, Missouri, sporting a record of 4-14 on the season. This is a District 1 matchup in this first year of MSHA-sanctioned boys volleyball. Alongside my broadcast partner, Coach Carl Ritter, I'm Philip Britt. Coach, welcome to our second boys volleyball broadcast of the season.
Glad to be back, Philip, here at Saxony High School. Of course, this is our second opportunity to see the Saxony Lutheran Crusaders. Based upon their first match we saw and the statistics on the season, our eyes should be on the big guy, Luke Eggemeyer, the 6'7" man in the middle for the Crusaders. He leads this team in almost every statistical category besides assist. For the Seckman Jaguars, they're led by seniors Mason Barris and Colin Diebold. Each team runs a 5-1 with a single setter all the way around the court. with Brandon Hill for Seckman and Jonathan Palmer for Saxony. We'll see which one can take control here in the action more efficiently and feed their hitters more effectively. So I'm anxious to see what happens here.
Me too. The question's going to be, what we saw when we had Saxony against Notre Dame a few weeks ago, and Eggemeyer just really took over. He just dominated the front row, both offensively and defensively. These two guys from Seckman, pretty good. They got pretty good size. Diebold's 6'5", Burris is 6'3". I think he's left-handed. And so we'll see what they can do, how they match up against a really solid player in Eggemeyer. So,
yeah, it'll be interesting to see here because, when we watched the match between Saxony and Notre Dame just didn't have the size that Saxony had.
Right.
So we're going to be able to see what Eggemeyer can do against the bigger block. He didn't have to face that against the Notre Dame Bulldogs.
That's exactly
a couple weeks ago. So he's going to have to be able to, see that block and either go high on it or be able to get around it. So we'll see how well he handles the bigger opponent.
And we'll expect, there's got to be some talk from his teammates to let him know where that block is and where he needs to go with the ball.
Absolutely. Looks like we're about ready to start here. Just about 20 seconds, it looks like.
So we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna do the national anthem, and we'll take a quick break and the reason we do that is you can't really hear it very well on our microphones, and so I guess we're gonna start without that. Okay. So I guess we're not gonna take a break. So we'll get ready to start. We do break generally for the national anthem, not because we don't want you to hear it, but because we usually can't hear it very well, and so we don't want to do a disservice to it. So we like to give it a chance, give you a chance to. We don't want you to hear it and not be able to hear it. So, all right, lots of action going on the court right now between the two teams. They're just doing their pregame ritual, getting themselves ready for action.
We've got two fine officials here this evening. Tim Niels is up on the ladder. He's got a lot of experience with USA Volleyball. And then on the umpire side of it, we got Sammy Lawson. So we got two great officials to officiate this match this evening.
They did a really good job controlling the junior varsity matchup. Seckman did win the junior varsity 2 games to 1. But all 3 sets were very, very close, very tight, right down to the last. In fact, the second set was 26-24, so it was a really, really tight match all the way around. Both these teams are heavily laden with certainly with juniors. Saxony only has a couple of seniors on their squad, but one of those is Luke Eggemeyer, number 34, to watch tonight. All right, so Saxony has the first serve. Picked up. There's number 8, one of the two we were talking about, Mason Burris, with that little tip back over. But out. So 1 point for Saxony to start the match off. Set to the outside. That was Sam Wasson off the block and out of bounds for a point for Seckman.
Good effort with the block there from Saxony. The blockers just need to turn those hands to that. We call it zone 6, which is in the middle of the court. And that probably would have directed the ball right back into the Seckman playing area.
It's Caleb Fowler back to serve for the Seckman Jaguars. He hits it over. Picked up, set by the libero that time. Free ball back over for Seckman. And free back to Saxony. They were in system, set to Eggemeyer, pounds it cross court.
Yeah, nobody had an opportunity to even put a hand on that ball.
Right. Well, if you give him an opportunity on a free court, he's going to take advantage of it for sure. It was a nice set that time, too.
Absolutely.
It was Martin back to serve that time. Ryan Rivera with the tip back over. There's Eggemeyer in the middle, just going up high and putting that ball back down. An overpass, and he just went up and got it.
Yeah, Jonathan Palmer, the setter for Saxony, is really smart. He sets for our NSSC boys team that's going to nationals here in June. does a real good job identifying who he needs to put the ball to.
Right. Miss hit that time by the Seckman Jaguars. Saxony up 4-1 here early on in the first set. Quick set to the outside. There's Eggemeyer. Even though he didn't get a hand on that, I think he certainly played a factor in whether or not the Seckman player could get that ball back over.
Absolutely. That presence of that big, tall body there will intimidate you a little.
Absolutely. Was Martin serving again for the Saxony. A little miscommunication there, a little reach for that ball and tipped it out. Substitutions. Number 15, Evan Banky in for the Jaguars. The libero Brady Shrevey back to serve. There's Eggemeyer in the middle again, off the block and long, but good. A point for Saxony Lutheran again.
Being very effective hitting the top of the block, deflecting the ball nice and high and deep into the court.
So far he's getting up on that block pretty easily. Palmer back to serve. There's Eggemeyer up, and
there's back row attack from the setter on Seckman.
Yep. He might have just been trying to protect himself too. Palmer back to serve again for Saxony. And hit long and out by number 10, Colin Diebold. So Palmer back again to serve. Tough pass into the net that time. Eggemeyer went up left-handed that time and tipped that ball to the back row. You know, not only is he 6'7", but he jumps really well too.
Yes, exactly.
A little miscommunication and tough play there for Seckman. Seckman's going to take a timeout. We'll take a quick break with them, and we'll be back here in 30 seconds. Saxony leading 9-2.
Growing cotton in the Mid-South is hard work. As a farmer, you make tough decisions every day. Choosing a cotton variety shouldn't be one of them. Next-gen brand varieties from Americot are bred specifically for cotton growers like you. We're 100% independent and farmer-owned. Plant cotton that works as hard as you do. Americot. All we do is cotton, all the time.
And we're back here at Saxony Lutheran High School. The Crusaders lead in set number 1, 9-2 over the Seckman Jaguars. Seckman is part of the Fox School District in Jefferson County. That school district has 2 pretty good sized high schools, Seckman and then Fox High School as well. So they're in Imperial, Missouri in Jefferson County. All right, Palmer back to serve. Picked up by the libero. Tough set close to the net, and the hitter jumped across the line, I believe, across the center line.
Yep, violation of the center line.
Tried to stop himself, but he couldn't. So Palmer back to serve. He served quite a few in a row here, Carl, and it's
that was a nice serve there by Palmer. He does a good job serving the ball aggressively.
He's been very effective and has racked up, I believe that may be 6 points now for him on his serve since he started serving for Saxony. Overpass right to Eggemeyer. His eyes were pretty big on that one. He saw that ball coming back and he was ready for it.
Those are gravy. I always said when I played, that's the gravy ball.
Absolutely. It's like, here you go. And he did not miss hit it at all. That was a perfect hit. Well, he was ready for that one too. He thought he was going to get another one. But he was ready going back up for the second one and tipped it right down where nobody was playing.
Yeah, Seckman's going to have to keep that ball away from that net. He's just going to dominate them at that front end of that net there, and Saxon's going to have to keep that ball away from the net. They're passing the ball way too tight.
And Seckman's stuck right now because Palmer's serving so well. They're stuck with him right in the middle of the front row, and they can't move it. So at least now they'll get a rotation in after after they serve. So he's still in the middle of that front row right now. So Sam Wasson back to serve for the Jaguars and serves it long. Almost went after it.
Now we'll see what happened here. Now Eggemeyer moving to the back row.
Right.
And we'll see if Seckman can make any dent in the lead that Saxony currently has.
And they've got Debo, their 6'5" player up front too. So we'll see if what difference that makes right now. And right away, I thought that was 4, but I guess it was only 3. Good pickup. Eggemeyer out of the back row, mishit it, but handled by Seckman and hit into the net.
He couldn't have hit the ball to a better spot than to the setter,
right?
Which
exactly.
takes that setter out of that offense is what you want to do.
And it certainly does. As soon as the setter takes that first hit, it confuses the offense for sure. Not as comfortable. Big swing that time, but no touch and out of bounds.
Saxony's got a pretty good, comfortable lead here at 16-3.
They do. Eggemeyer back to serve again. There's Diebold with the swing from the outside. Evan Banky in the middle with a hit that was successful. Braden Schmidt back into the set for got a substitute for Seckman, and then a substitution for Saxony as well. So Schmidt's back to serve, lefty. Quick set to the front for, that was Lohman with the hit, and they couldn't get it back over. It's a nice quick set by Palmer out there to Mason Lohman.
Yeah, Mason Lohman, not very big, but he's a good leaper.
Right. Little out of system again. Good pass to the outside, no touch. Oh, yes, a touch. Touched on the block and out of bounds. And back to serve for Saxony, Dalton Head, the libero. So nice back and forth there. A couple of unorthodox hits by Diebold on one side, and then Hendon on the other side, trying to get that ball back over, but he hit it twice. And Palmer, that ball was just passed too close to the net. There wasn't anything he could do with that but get into the net.
Good effort, but just not quite there.
You know, Eggemeyer, we expect him to lead the team in blocks and hits, but he also is in the top couple in digs, so he plays really well defensively on the back row as well. That's Seth Mueller using the block, hitting the block, ball off the block and out of bounds. Zollner back into the game for Saxony Lutheran, back to serve. Little miscommunication again there from Seckman. You know, when the momentum starts going against you, sometimes it's, you know, things like that happen. You struggle a little bit. Nice set that time, a little close to the net. Not much that Debo could do with that one. Short tip, barely got over the net. Eggemeyer from the back row and long, no touch that time. Just didn't quite get on top of that ball enough.
No, he just needed to break that wrist a little bit to take that ball down. But it was a good effort though.
Debo back to serve now and served it into the net. He's shown a little bit of frustration here late in this first set. I know it's
yeah, it's a little disheartening when you're down 8-20 and you serve the ball in the net.
Yep, absolutely. Hagemeyer right on the net, tipped that ball right into the back corner where no one was playing. Saw him pulled in a little bit, found that corner open. Diebold with a nice hit out of the back row that time. Hagemeyer picked up by the libero, overpass, and replay.
I don't know what happened there.
Okay. Well, we're going to replay it. Something happened. I don't know if there wasn't a ball on the court. I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened.
But either way, we'll replay it. Still 21-8. Still Noah Kern back to serve. Tipped. Good defense that time around by Seckman. Set to the outside to Hagemeyer, and he put it down cross court.
Zollner is doing a good job in the back row. They're digging those balls and get them right to the setter so Palmer can put the ball to him. So
good passes.
Hats off to Zollner for good defense.
He's really close to that service line that time with his foot. That's a tough ball to try to hit. He was going toward the net, but he was turned backwards to try to hit it over.
That's very difficult to do.
Yeah. He just had himself turned around, I think, the wrong way and just couldn't make it. And serve long by Kern. So Caleb Fowler back to serve for the Seckman Jaguars. And serves it along.
It's going to be set point right here.
Absolutely, set point at 24-9. Set point served by Carson Martin. Picked up nicely by the libero. Hit just long, and the defender got his hands out of the way. That ball he was about to tip that ball, and he got his hands out of the way. So first set goes to the home team, Saxony Lutheran Crusaders, 25-9. So we're going to take a quick break, come back, recap set number one.
What First State Community Bank means to me is it says it in its name, community.
We're family, we care about one another, whether it's in our SEMO markets or we can reach out to someone in Farmington, Columbia. They're always there to assist.
We are very customer focused. Our employees do a great job with listening to the customers.
The tellers know 100% of all customers by their name.
If you want to feel at home, then walk into the doors of First State Community Bank.
And we're back here inside the Saxony Lutheran Gymnasium on campus of Saxony Lutheran here just outside of Jackson, Missouri, just off the interstate. First set was really all Saxony, from start to finish. They went on a long run there with Palmer serving, which gave them probably 7 or 8 points in a row with Hagemeyer in the front row, and that was just a good rotation for them and a tough rotation for Seckman. So they're going to have to overcome that this set. What does Seckman have to do, Coach, to turn that around?
Well, they're going to have to start swinging at them and put, Saxony back on their heels and play a little defense. It reminds me a lot of the Notre Dame match, the first set, when Saxony came out and dominated Notre Dame so strongly. And like I said, they're definitely going to have to step up their offense. They're going to have to pass that ball a little away from the net. With Eggemar in the front row,
for sure,
they're just going to have to. But if they don't start hitting the ball at Saxony, I'm afraid Saxony's just going to dominate the entire match.
And that's what we saw from Notre Dame. Notre Dame came out in that second set, even though they were overmatched in the match. They came out in that second set and were much more aggressive offensively. They had a totally different mindset offensively, and that's what we're going to have to see from Seckman against this Crusaders defense.
Exactly. And the other thing too is, whenever Saxony played Notre Dame, a couple of weeks ago,
right,
they got a little complacent in that third set and lost it.
That's true.
And if they have a tendency to kind of be a little complacent here, thinking, that was easy for us.
Right.
Volleyball's a lot of momentum, so give Saxony a little confidence.
Yep.
That can change a lot of things.
And sometimes that 20-9 win is not necessarily the best thing for a team. They may come out and just what you thought, this is going to be easy, and it's not. As opposed to if it was a closer match, then both teams come out be fired up for the second set. So
exactly. I found that pretty impressive though that Saxony did put them away at 25-9.
They sure did.
Sometimes that's they get a little complacent early on too, and might let up.
Right.
So I like seeing teams put teams away that they've got the capabilities of doing so. Just get it done.
Right. All right. So we're going to start off with Caleb Fowler with the serve for Seckman. Nice play, nice recovery there by Palmer to get that ball back over. Really good hustle, good try, but not able to finish that time for Saxony.
Right, and there, just what I said earlier, Seckman's going to have to play some offense, which they did there, and that's what they're going to have to do if they want to change the outcome of this match.
Another good serve that time by Fowler, just barely cleared the net.
Nice swing by Palmer.
Palmer, normally the setter, and he got an opportunity. And boy, when you give a setter an opportunity to hit, they'll take advantage of it if they can, won't they?
Absolutely. And I know that kid really well. He's a good kid and a great attitude. And I do know he likes to hit, but he's a great setter.
He's got good hands for sure. Like I said, that ball was really close to the net. It was actually over and tipped down by Saxony, but handled by Seckman. It's actually a nice little bump set all the way across the court to Eggemeier, just not quite where he wanted it. Go back to him quickly. That time he was right on, and the set was right where he wanted it. Not much that Brady Shreve, the libero, could do with that ball. Hit right at his feet.
It was definitely a good swing by Eggemeier.
Seth Mueller back to serve this time. Picked up by Shreve that time. That time they covered Eggemeier's tip back over pretty well. Wasson hitting from the outside and down.
We're tied up at 2-2.
2-2 here in the early on in set number 2. Shreve back to serve, the libero back to serve for Seckman. Picked up by his counterpart. That ball was good hit, but long.
I like the aggression that Seckman's, bringing into this second set.
Absolutely.
And that's what they're going to have to do if they expect to stay in it.
Much more aggressive offensively for sure. Stayed with it. Outside to Lohman, off the block and down.
Lohman does a nice job just hanging in the air.
He does. He really jumps well.
He does. He's a great kid too, but it seems like that boy can hang in the air forever. It seems like he does a good job getting off the floor. Nice tough block there.
Absolutely. Tell you what, not much feels a lot better than to put one down like that, one-on-one, solid block. Martin with the serve, and this time serves it out, trying to be too precise down the line that time, and it got away from him a little bit. So it's 5-3 Saxony at this point. Still early in set number 2.
The 6'5" Debo just subbed in for Seckman.
He's Loman again, this time over the block. Block wasn't up quick enough that time, and he's a quick leaper.
Yeah, and he did a very good job there placing the ball. He seen the line was wide open, and he took the ball right down the line in that open spot.
Palmer back to serve for Saxony. Pass too close to the net again.
Actually, it was a back row attack on the setter. Again, like I said earlier, the Saxony's got to keep that ball off that net.
Yep, that's right. As Diebold just didn't get over the top of that ball and hit it long.
Again, like you mentioned earlier in this first set, showing a little bit of frustration on his part.
Right. We're back into the same rotation with Palmer serving and Eggemeyer in the front row. Eggemeyer and Lohman in the front row, and that's a tough combination right now for Seckman. Good play. Oh, there's Eggemeyer. I was going to say, really good play.
Philip, it's just not going to, it's not coming over. It's coming right back at you.
It absolutely is. That ball was, I thought that was a good angle. I didn't think there was any way he was going to get to it. And as it was crossing in front of him, he tapped it down. Debo tips. A free ball, rare free ball back over by Saxony. They've really had a lot of good hits. And there's Ryan Rivera hitting from the right side. I watched him in warm-ups, Rivera, the lefty, and he impressed me in warm-ups. He struggled a little bit here, but that was a really good hit that time.
Good, solid swing on his part.
Yep. Set to the outside. That was Zollner that time. Lowen picks it up. Zollner again, this time from the right side. Good block that time. Block was up on Lohman that time. Free ball back over. Set up off the block. That was Colin Diebold with the hit off the block and out of bounds for a point.
Again, Seckman in this set's playing a little bit more aggressively at the net.
They are.
And, of course, it's showing Saxony's just not pulling away like they did in the first set.
Right. And they got through that tough rotation for them, too, with Eggemeyer in the middle of the front row. It's a setter taking the first hit that time. Oh, my, he put that ball. He couldn't walk back and place that ball any better in that back corner than he did right there.
Yeah, we're going to have a back row attack on Palmer. I seen that happen.
Okay.
And they actually, the officials have until before the serve is contacted, even after a dead ball, they can make that call.
Sometimes it's hard to remember if that's a front row or back row player when it's happening at the time. So
exactly.
Good catch by the referees that time. Palmer to the middle to Eggemeyer. Not much to be done about that. Block wasn't up on him very well, and he put it right down through him. And now he's back to serve. Eggemeyer back to serve for the Crusaders, up 10-6. Received by Gonzalez that time. Outside to Diebold, off the block and out of bounds. So using the block pretty well. Actually, he just kind of tipped that one into the block, and the block just hit it out of bounds. It wasn't really, he didn't really play that one off the block that time.
No, exactly. There again, those blockers got to turn those hands to the middle of the court.
Yep. I mean, sometimes there's not much you can do about it. They'll use that block and hit it directly off them out of bounds, but that wasn't the case that time. Caleb Fowler at that time with a hit into the net. Shreve back in, the libero back in on the back row. Nice set to Mason Burris that time, and Burris with an effective slide move there.
There again, we're seeing a little bit more offense out of Seckman, which is definitely making a difference in the
it was
scores.
a good pass to start with, and
Exactly.
that pass makes a big difference. And good block that time, and number 11, Sam Wasson, was in the net for Seckman. I noticed that time, first time that I'd noticed it, but I did notice that Coach Ailman was actually signaling service that time, where he wanted the ball served on that serve. Some coaches call those, some don't.
Yeah. Those serves right there are ones that if you could train a kid to do that every time, you'd do it.
You could just tip the top half of the net.
And roll right over.
Absolutely. Solon with a little bit higher serve that time. Good block that time in the front row there for Saxony. Wasson again from the outside. Fowler back to serve for the Seckman Jaguars. Off the block and out of bounds.
Actually, that was in.
Oh, was it?
That was in.
Thank you.
It's an effective block there by Seckman.
There's a referee in the way between me, and I didn't see the hand signal when he called it. Set to the middle. It was Burris again that time. And that one was out. Trying to be too precise down the line that time and hit it out. Fowler back to serve again. Served it to Palmer, the setter. And that ball's over. Overpass right to Sam Wasson. He was waiting for that one. It's kind of Eggemeyer kind of paid him back that time, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly. And of course, we're seeing Seckman playing a little bit more aggressive game, which is definitely making a difference.
13-12, they're about almost caught back up. Nice set, there's Wasson again. And off the hands of Eggemeyer and not able to chase it down with Zollner. So tied it up, 13-13.
There again, we see Seckman running more offense and Saxony's more on the defensive end right now.
Kind of back on their heels right now.
Exactly.
Fowler served several points, and it's keeping them moving. And again, continuing to serve to Palmer, the setter. Nice smart move there. Nice smart move there by Martin. A couple little hits there in the middle that were effective. Because the defense for Seckman had gotten a little bit out of position. Nice short serve that time. Nice short serve that time by Seth Mueller for the Crusaders, right in front of the Seckman defender. And into the net, so point for Saxony Lutheran, so that's 16-13 now. They tied it back up, but now they've given back 3 points pretty quickly. Started playing a little bit defensively, not as offensive minded. Wasson tipped that ball back over, but into a position where Saxony was not quite ready for it.
We've got Eggemeyer back on the front row now. We'll see if Saxony can manage to pull away and finish out the second set here.
Right. That's a start right there. Nice set that time. Palmer right out to Eggemeyer right in stride, and he put that ball down. Martin back to serve. Picked up by Shreve. Big block up by Eggemeyer. There just was not much Rivera could do with that ball.
This is probably the strongest lineup Saxony has right here with Palmer on the right side as the setter, and you got Eggemeyer in the middle and Lohman on the left side.
Oh, nice. So that time Rivera was ready for the block. He went around him and got it, put it down. That's a hitter's mentality right there.
Exactly.
You get blocked one time, you just go back and swing the next time. It's easy to get down and not want to swing that next time when you get one put right back in your face like that.
Yeah, and as a coach, I really like to see that aggression.
And Lawson serves that one out. He's coming out for Gonzalez, their defensive specialist, coming in to play the back row. Noah Kern coming back in for Seth Mueller for the Saxony Lutheran Crusaders. So Palmer back to serve again for Saxony. Mueller bump sets it. Oh, and set out by Palmer that time. Trying to find that back corner and just put a little bit too much on it.
He had the right idea.
It was the best thing he could try to do with that ball where it was at the time, but couldn't find a spot. Lohman and that ball was tipped by the Seckman defense. They didn't think they did, but the
line judge
saw it, and she said 15 tipped it.
And I don't think Seckman's going to argue with that because that's their line judge.
I know, exactly. Yep. She's like, I'm sorry, guys, but he tipped it. So Eggemeyer back into the back row. Good pass there. All the way around, that was a nice play. Good dig and pass by Eggemeyer. Good set by Palmer. And then Zollner with the hit. Eggemeyer back to serve again. At 21-16 now. Here we are. First team to 20 are the Crusaders in this second set. Eggemeyer out of the back row. Tipped again and out. That ball was coming so fast it's hard to tell if that was going to be in or out.
Yeah, I think at the velocity and the way it was going, I think it would have been out.
Right.
But that defensive player was about halfway up in the middle of the court, so he probably
had to make a decision.
Exactly, right. And he didn't have time to think about it.
Nope, that's right. Eggemeyer with the serve. Tough location there. He decided to try to play that overhand, and that ball was pretty low when he trying to play it that way. Eggemeyer back to serve at 23-16. Diebold with the tip, left-handed. Picked up easily. Free ball back over. Gonzalez with the tip back over. There's Lohman in the middle. Finds the spot off the block and down.
Good quick ball out of the middle.
Again, he's a quick leaper, and that was a quick hit. So set point for set number 2 for the Saxony Lutheran Crusaders to go up 2-0. Good play that time by Shreve to save that play, save that ball. Diebold with the set back over. Eggemeyer hits it off the net, and 4 hits on the Saxony Lutheran side because that didn't clear the net. So it continue with a set point. Now with Seckman serving. Evan Benke back to serve for the Jaguars. Nice play over there that time by Mueller. Good hit, good dig by Eggemeyer. Lohman tips it back over. Diebold finally gets to crank one, and it was in. Finally got to crank one down the line. He hasn't really hit one very hard tonight, and he finally got a hold of one. It was right close to the line, but the line judge was watching it all the way. Zollner with the hit, off the block and down. Block was a little bit off the net that time. Well, that's 25-18, closer than set number one.
Absolutely there. Again, like I said, Seckman did play a little bit more aggressive ball this second set, which it shows in the score.
Absolutely. So, all right, well, we'll be back after a quick break for set number 3.
First State Bank and Trust wants to thank the Dexter community for 20 years in business. We're there for you for your first paycheck, buying a home, opening a small business, starting a family, or planning to retire, and everything in between. We're the local bank you know and trust for all of your financial needs. Visit fsbtrust.com or stop by our Dexter branch to explore all your financial options.
And we're back here inside the Saxony Lutheran Gymnasium here on the campus of Saxony Lutheran High School with Saxony up 2-0 here in their match against the Jaguars from Seckman High School up the highway in Imperial, Missouri. Drove down here, about an hour and a half drive down for this match tonight. That's the challenge for these two schools in southeast Missouri that are playing boys volleyball, is that most of their matchups are either in St. Louis metro area or maybe over in Illinois. We've seen a lot of Saxony's played a lot of matches against Southern Illinois schools.
Right, the Illinois schools over there, they've got some really good teams. I know several of those boys there play for the Blue Steel Volleyball Club out of Illinois, and they're very, very good at the club level. So I know Saxony has seen some good competition by going across the river over there in the Belleville, Illinois area.
Right. They had a tournament this past weekend, and they won one and lost 3, but against really, really good competition, it was obvious. So each one of those matchups, even the losses, make them better for sure.
Oh, absolutely. As a coach, if you want to grow your team, you got to play the competition. It doesn't do you any good if you go 30-0 and you don't play anyone. So
that's right.
I've always been a big advocate. I want a tough schedule, and we'll take our losses because we're not going to get better by playing teams that we can just easily defeat all the time.
And you know, we've seen that a lot in the boot heel with some teams that have really good records, but they play a lot of small schools, Class 1 schools, and then we'll see a team, you know, like Advance, who will play some bigger schools, and when it comes time for the state tournament, they a lot of times they don't have a lot of competition because they've played the bigger, stronger schools.
You know, back whenever in like 2006 when I went to Scott City, went in there and I worked with Sally O'Brien, who was the AD, and I said, we've got to change the schedule, and she was great to work with me to do it. And
makes a difference.
4 years later, Scott City, I mean, I wasn't there, but 4 years later, Scott City won the state championship, and I knew they would. So
it just makes a difference. There's no doubt about it.
Absolutely. You've got to play a schedule, no doubt. And I'm hoping as boys continue to grow here in Southeast Missouri with our club and getting more kids to playing, maybe these smaller schools can maybe co-op or something to try to bring it to the boys that are really wanting to play this game.
It would be great. I think it's a great opportunity for young men to play. It's such a fun, exciting sport. And there was Eggemeyer again. That time the block was up on him. They picked it up. You know, if you can get a hand on that ball, it's not nearly as hard to pick up in the back row if it slows it down just a little bit. That ball was tipped off the block. So
Exactly.
Seckman, Fowler back to serve for Seckman, 1-1. Fowler with the bump set back, and Gross could not get that ball over the net. Again, another one of those opportunities that even though Eggemeyer didn't actually touch the ball, I think just the intimidation factor of him being there may have his shadow may have caused some issues with that particular ball. Good block that time by Palmer. Palmer and Eggemeyer together, but Palmer got his hands on that ball. Palmer knows where to be in that middle of the court. He's there for that second hit almost every time. Unless he receives the serve, he's there for that hit.
He definitely knows his role, and he does a great job at it. So.
Yep. He's pretty quick. He's pretty quick on the court. Pardon me. It was Mason Burris that time hitting, and it was called in. Coach for Saxony thought it was out, but the line judge called it in.
Well, it was obvious. I seen the line judge. I don't know for sure he was really paying attention there, but again, he called it, so the official's going to go with this call. And
it was in deep because the line judge on the other side said his was in for sure, but the question was was whether it was out to
on the wide side.
Yes. Good pickup there that time. Good defense by Seckman.
Phenomenal block there by Eggemeyer.
Yep, he was way over the top of the hitter that time. And that ball was a little bit back. Rivera had to kind of reach back a little bit for that ball, but still, he didn't have much of a chance.
Eggemeyer penetrated that net probably about 12 inches, and that's what a good block will do.
Ooh, that ball was right on the net. Drew Gross there was a little bit, I think
he was a little intimidated.
He was a little relieved that he didn't actually hit that ball down on top of his head. So Palmer back to serve. Picked up by the defense, a little out of sorts that time. The offense was a little out of sorts that time from the first pass on.
Here again is this rotation where Saxony always seems to gain some points with Palmer serving and the front line that they've got there right now.
Yep. Palmer's serve has been extremely effective every set so far, and that ball didn't clear the net. So 4 hits. Zollner that time hit it, but didn't get it over the net. We got Sam Wasson back to serve for the Jaguars. Good serve that time, deep and off hands and out of bounds. Good strong serve that time for an ace. 6-4 now here in set number 3. Reminder that Saxony's up 2-0 at this point. Wasson with another really strong hard serve. Palmer there for the second hit. Lohman hits it back over, picked up nicely by Seckman that time. Little soft hit by Diebold over the block. Good pick up by Wasson. Too close to the net.
There again, Fowler. I think a little intimidation there by Eggemeyer at that net, you know.
Yep. And Fowler hit that ball a little close. Not much he could do with it to control it, but it was too close to the net for Diebold to do much with it. Good pick up that time. Hit back over by Shreve. Nice hit that time by Martin. Oh, by Mueller, sorry. Mueller out of the outside over there. Good strong hit. Eggemeyer with an effective serve that time. Palmer sets it to the outside. Mueller again, off the block, and in the net. Mueller that time went up to tip that ball down and got just a little overexcited, got his arm in the net. Braden Schmidt back to serve for the Jaguars. Set to the outside to Mueller again.
Good recovery by the libero there.
Absolutely. That's Dalton Head that time. Good pickup by him. Palmer sets it to the back row to Eggemeyer. I was going to say, I didn't think that ball cleared the net, and it did not. So 8-6 now. Braden Schmidt back to serve again for the Jaguars. That ball had a lot of movement on it that time, Coach.
Yeah, and the coach from Seckman, I seen him give the serve with the zone where he wanted the ball served to, and the kid number 3 there, I think it's number 3, yeah. Schmidt did a great job putting the ball right where the coach asked him to put it.
Right. It's got a lot of spin on that ball. There's Lohman going up again and putting that ball off the block and down. The block was a little bit off the net. You know, the difference between that block and the one that you saw from Eggemeyer earlier is about 18 inches.
Yeah, the penetration, they're not penetrating over the net like Eggemeyer does.
Not at all. In fact, they were back off the net just a little bit. Same thing happened there for Saxony.
Exactly.
Exact same thing. They went straight up on the net and ball hit their hands and fell down right in front of them. Rivera, the lefty, back to serve and hits that ball long.
Saxony showed, no, sorry, not Saxony, but Seckman showed some pretty good moments here in the third set.
They have. Zollner back to serve for Saxony. Good pickup by Gonzalez, the defensive specialist back there. He's a solid back row player. Another nice pass, and that ball's just way too close to the net. Palmer waiting for it. And Palmer is back in the front row, so he could go up and hit that ball.
Absolutely. And he, like I said, anytime he gets an opportunity as a setter, you want to swing.
That's right, exactly. So Zollner back to serve again. Much better set that time. In fact, everything in perfect system that time, and that was Mason Burris with a strong hit out of the middle that time.
This rotation here in Saxony, Zollner is setting the ball. That gives Palmer the opportunity to get to swing on that outside.
Right. Yep. Ball slipped through his fingers a little bit, didn't it?
Yeah, double contact there.
So you just say his hands a little far apart, and he couldn't make solid contact with it. Mueller back to serve for Saxony. Fowler saved that ball. Good hustle, good try that time there by Shreve, but he could not get to it. Good hustle though. His teammates giving him a little grief why he didn't jump over the table and go after that ball, but he did try really hard to get it. Eggemeyer pounded that ball.
I like seeing that fast ball there whenever Palmer pushed the ball out there to the outside. And Eggemeyer was up there ready for it. You can't get anything better than that.
And I tell you that takes a lot of practice.
Yeah.
You got to know that's coming. You got to know that it's, you got to be ready for it. And that's not something that just happens naturally. That takes a lot of back and forth between the two of them. Little catch and toss there. Burris showing a little bit of frustration at himself for that. Then Mueller hit that ball long on the serve. 15-11, set number 3. Fowler back to serve for the Seckman Jaguars. You know, we mentioned early on that we expected Braden Heil to be the setter for Seckman, but I don't know if he's injured or what, but he's not played tonight and not dressed out tonight, and so my guess is he must be. So it's been Fowler setting the whole night, and he's done a very good job. And there he is with a with a decent set, a little bit close to the net. Oh, nice hit that time by Lohman. He put some serious topspin on that ball.
He did. He did. He knew what he was doing there, and he took the ball right down the line. That's where you want him to go with it. So.
And it looked like it was going out, and it just had enough spin on it to drop right on the court. You know, that volleyball is not perfectly round. It's got some surface area to it that's not perfectly round, and you spin that ball the right way, it'll definitely move. The friction of the air will definitely cause it to move like a curveball. Big block that time by Palmer and Eggemeyer on the right side. Boy, he's tough out of the middle, for sure.
Absolutely. I don't think there was anything that was going to stop him there. He was determined to put the ball on the floor, and he did it.
19-11.
You know what's great, Philip? You can see these boys from Saxony, not just Saxony, but Saxony too. They're enjoying this game. They're having a great time playing the good sport. And,
absolutely.
And
I mean, even if you get frustrated once in a while, it's still a fun game. Set to the outside to Lohman. That might have been a little bit high even for Lohman.
Yeah, even though he does jump out of the gym.
Right. I think he just mistimed it just a little bit and was just a little early jumping that time.
Just a little on the anxious side.
Yep. It happens. It'd be bad for me because I'd have to jump twice to get that ball. So. Foul it with the set. Nice hit that time by Sam Wasson out of the middle. You got to give these Seckman kids a lot of credit. They just keep swinging up there in that front row, even though they've got the 6'7" Luke Eggemeyer coming down on top of them. It's that hit the antenna, so that's out.
That was a good effort by Palmer there. Yeah,
yep.
Absolutely.
All he could do with the ball where it was, but just too close to the net and too tough of an angle. The pickup by Head there on the outside. Lohman found the spot again.
He's doing a nice job taking the ball down the line tonight.
He sure is. 21-13. Saxony's won that race to 20 again, all three sets tonight.
I will say it does appear that Saxony's going to win this in 3 the way it's looking.
Right. That's not a bold prediction at this point, Coach.
No, I know. If I was a betting guy, I'd probably bet that this is going to go in 3 tonight.
Right. Well, but this has been their most effective rotation as well, their most effective service rotation, and so because of that, for one reason, right there.
Exactly. You got a tough serve there by Palmer, and that allows Eggemeyer to set the block much easier.
You know, and that was a nice pass, set, and hit, but he just was there, and he's so long. Even though the ball, they tried to hit around the block, he was able to move his hands over and, keep his eye on the ball and put it back down. A nice ace there by Palmer. So it's match point for Saxony Lutheran. And off the top of the net and down. Couldn't see that myself, but it was in.
It was in probably good 2 feet.
Okay.
Good cut on the ball there, and Seckman's going to say we're not going to end it just yet.
That's right. Well, with rally scoring, you can still lose on your own serve, and that's a tough thing because there it is.
Yeah, exactly. You just you predicted that one.
Unfortunately. Well, that was quite a match. 3-0. The Saxony Lutheran Crusaders come through with a big win, big district win. I think they sit at number. Just looking at records and who they've played, I think they sit at probably number 3 right now in the district, which is good for them. This is going to be, it's going to come down to the wire, obviously, and as we mentioned, this is the first year that Misha's had boys volleyball as a sanctioned sport. So there's one classification, so everybody plays everybody. The last couple of years, it's been sponsored by the St. Louis Volleyball Coaches, basically, Association, and they've done a really good job with their state tournament, but they have had classifications. But this year, everybody's playing everybody. Hopefully, next year there'll be enough teams that they'll have at least 2 classes. That's at least our hope at this point. I think there are 75 teams right now, all playing in one classification. So every district is larger than an 8-team district, which, you know, you prefer to have an 8-team district if you could make it happen. So what'd you see out of these 2 teams tonight, Carl?
Well, it's very obvious that Saxony definitely dominated the match. Even though Seckman did, make a pretty good run at it when they were playing a decent offense, Saxony just got too much hitting power out of Eggman in the middle, and then you got Lumen on the outside, and then you got, when they got that rotation with Palmer serving, I mean, it's just very effective. And all the kids from Saxony, it's not just those 3, it takes all 6, 7 kids to make a team. Absolutely, you got to have the pass before you can do anything else. And
that's right.
Everybody always looks at the hitter, and Grant, you got to have them, but if those boys aren't doing the passing and getting it to Palmer to put the ball up for Eggemar's not going to be effective. So there again, hats off to all the boys from Saxony that's doing a great job feeding the ball to Palmer to put the ball up in the air for those hitters.
Yep. From Seckman, we saw some flashes of really nice play. There were obviously some challenges. They won the junior varsity matchup tonight, so they've got a future. They had a couple of really solid players on their junior varsity team that I was pretty impressed with. Several of their players that were playing well tonight are juniors and will be back. So we look forward to seeing them again in the future. Wish both these teams the best of luck as they continue throughout the remainder of their season and into the postseason this first year that there'll be a Misha State Championship for boys volleyball. So we hope to be back with you from Notre Dame on the first day of May. It's a Wednesday night, so we hope to be back with you. Carl, you're not going to be able to be with me that night, so we'll find another color commentary, another coach to help us out that night if we're able to be on the air. We'll keep you posted. Stay tuned to our Facebook page to get notifications as to where we'll be and when we'll be on the air. So thanks for joining us. For Coach Carl Ritter, Josh I, and Erwin Porter on the camera. Thank you guys. Thank you all for joining us for boys volleyball from Saxony Lutheran High School. Have a good evening.